In the dense jungles of Southeast Asia lies a nation with a rich history and a vibrant culture. Yet woven into Cambodia's past is a period of terror and darkness that is often glossed over in conventional history books. This was the era of the Khmer Rouge regime, a time when humanity witnessed some of its most chilling atrocities. This haunting chapter lasted from 1975 to 1979, leaving indelible scars on the collective memory of a nation. Today we delve into some of the spine-tingling tales from the Khmer Rouge era that you likely didn't learn about in school. The Khmer Rouge, led by the enigmatic and ruthless Pol Pot, sought to create a communist utopia. In pursuit of this radical vision, the regime imposed one of the most brutal social engineering experiments ever attempted. Cities were forcibly evacuated, families were torn apart, and individual freedoms were obliterated. The year zero had begun, where the goal was to reset society by eradicating all traces of capitalism, Western influence, and intellectualism. One particularly unsettling aspect of the Khmer Rouge period was the extreme level of control over the population. The regime meticulously documented the identities and activities of every individual. The infamous S-21 prison, also known as Tuol Sleng, was a microcosm of this paranoia. An estimated 17,000 people passed through its gates, but only 7 survived. The prison was once a school, repurposed into a place of torture and interrogation. The horror of S-21 is immortalized in the thousands of haunting mugshots taken of its prisoners, each bearing a number around their neck, reduced to mere statistics in a system that saw them as enemies of the state. Beyond the notorious prisons, the countryside bore witness to an eerie silence. Forced labor camps were established, where overwork, starvation, and disease claimed countless lives. These fields of death became known as the killing fields. Here, whispers of despair still echo. Farmers were turned into soldiers overnight, and intellectuals were targeted with particular ferocity. Even wearing glasses could mark someone as an intellectual, effectively signing their death warrant in a society where education was seen as a threat to the new order. One less known but chilling practice was the regime's disdain for traditional medicine, which they labeled bourgeois. Hospitals were shuttered, and doctors were killed or driven underground. Instead, the regime enforced the use of untested herbal remedies, often leading to needless suffering and death. In a country ravaged by disease and malnutrition, this disregard for proper medical care added another layer of horror to the Khmer Rouge's legacy. Equally disturbing were the regime's attempts to control the human mind and spirit. Religion was banned, temples and churches were destroyed, and monks were defrocked. The Khmer Rouge aimed to replace spiritual devotion with loyalty to the party. Yet, amid this oppression, stories of quiet resistance emerged. In secret, people prayed and held religious ceremonies, risking death to cling to their beliefs and their heritage. The children of Cambodia were not spared from the turmoil. They were systematically indoctrinated and trained to spy on their parents, reporting any behavior deemed suspicious. In some chilling instances, these young recruits were forced to participate in executions, their innocence manipulated and weaponized by the regime. The Khmer Rouge was ultimately overthrown in 1979 by Vietnamese forces, bringing an end to their reign of terror. However, the repercussions of their rule are etched into Cambodia's national identity. A culture that once thrived on arts, spirituality, and community was left to rebuild from the rubble of its past. Today, as Cambodia moves forward, the ghosts of its brutal history remain a cautionary tale of the dangers of unchecked power and ideology. The memory of the atrocities committed serves as a stern reminder of the need for vigilance, truth, and reconciliation. It is a testament to human resilience that Cambodia, despite its scars, continues to rise from the ashes, its people striving to ensure that such a tyrannical past is never forgotten. The chilling tales from the years of the Khmer Rouge serve not only to inform, but to educate and warn. History, after all, is not just about learning from the past, but ensuring a better future. Let us remember these stories, not just as distant echoes, but as solemn reminders of the depth of human suffering and the enduring spirit that survives even the darkest of times.